رافي توكس، بس مثل ما تشوفون هالمرة من الصحراء. حلقتنا inspired بأهم الأفلام المنتظرة لهاي السنة، دون بارت 2 اللي صوره مشاهدة بين الأردن وأبو ظبي.
It's okay. I'm here. It's been a while since you've had one of those nightmares. Tell me, what was it about?
من زمان وأنا ينتظر الجزء الثاني، لأنه كان عندي الفضول أشوف شو رح يسوي المخرج الرائع فيلنوف والفريق العبقري ورا الفيلم. يعني هاي الحلقة It's a Dune Special. رح يكون لنا لقاءات مع كل نجوم الفيلم، ورح نحكي عن كل شيء حابين تعرفوه عن دون بارت 2. دون بارت 2 من أكثر الأفلام المنتظرة هاي السنة. تخيلوا بمجرد طرح التذاكر تعطل موقع AMC، وهذا بسبب الإقبال على حجز الفيلم اللي رح ينطلق بصالات السينما حول العالم ابتداء من أول مارس.
This world is beyond cruelty. You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries. They were massacred alongside my father.
Your father didn't believe in revenge.
التوقعات تقول إنه افتتاحية الجزء الثاني رح يكون أكبر بكثير من الجزء الأول، متوقع أن يحقق خلال أسبوع واحد على أكثر من 65 مليون دولار مقارنة بالجزء الأول اللي حقق 41 مليون دولار. ننتظر ونشوف. بس المشكلة أنا بطبيعتي شخص مو صبور أبداً، فأكيد ما رح انتظر لمارس حتى أشوفه، واللي هو رح يكون موعد إطلاق الفيلم. المهم طلبت من الاستوديو if it's possible إنه أشوفه قبل ما ينزل، وما قصروا لبوا طلبي وشفت الفيلم من كم يوم، وقررت أسوي حلقة خاصة حتى أخبركم عن كل تفاصيله. التقيت بكل نجوم العمل، تيموثي، شالامي، زيندايا، أوستن، بتلر، اللي كانوا very welcoming.
The prophet. Why is that a bad thing? Use it.
Because all my visions lead to horror.
Because you lose control.
Because I gain it.
سنة 1965 نزلت رواية حققت نجاح غير عادي، والنجاح أغرى مخرجين كثير إنه يحولوها الفيلم سينمائي. بس يبدو ما كان الموضوع بهالسهولة، لأنه مخرجين كثير ما قدروا يكملون التجربة. الرواية هي رواية دون، ملحمة الخيال العلمي للكاتب الأمريكي فرانك هربرت. بال2021 المخرج الكندي دينيس فيلنوف نجح وحول الرواية الفيلم مدهش، وحقق نجاح كبير بين جماهير السينما، وأخذوا جوائز كثيرة مثل 6 جوائز أوسكار.
And the Oscar goes to Hans Zimmer, Dune.
التصوير بالصحراء صعب كثير، خاصة إذا كان صيف والجو حار، وبعد أصعب للمخرج اللي يبقى أونسيت الساعات وممكن أيام. يمكن ما يكون مشهور مثل كريستوفر نولان أو كوينتين تارانتينو، بس الأفلام اللي أخرجها الكندي ديني فيلنوف رح تستغرب وتقول معقول أخرج كل هالأفلام؟ أول إبداع كان بال2010 من أخرج فيلم إيساندي، السبب اللي خلاه يكون واحد من أهم مخرجين العالم. من بعدها أخرج فيلم بريزنرز وسيكاريو، وبعدين بليد رانر، حتى 2021 من أخرج دون، واللي كانت قنبلة إبداعية بالإخراج.
One day, the legend will be born.
محبة النجوم الديني لا توصف، من حكيت وياهم حسيت إيش قد إنها صادقة، فعلاً مؤمنين به، مثل ما نقول بالعراقي على العمياني. المخرج أكد إنه رحلته مع الرواية رح تنتهي مع الجزء الثالث، واللي رح يكون باسم دون مسايا. بكل تأكيد إنتاج جزء ثاني من أي عمل ناجح إلى مميزاته، لكن بنفس الوقت التحديات ممكن تكون أكبر بكثير، وبهاللقاء تحدثوا عنها صناع العمل.
What was the biggest challenge of working on part 2?
The biggest challenge with both movies were the writing, and specifically on part 2, was to make sure that someone who will not have seen part 1 will be able to enjoy the second part as a film in its all. I mean, it's like to make sure that you didn't need to see part 1. That was the biggest challenge. Yeah.
You're brave, we all know that. Be simple. Be direct.
For me, it was getting back in the mindset of Dune. A lot of fight training, Kali training in Los Angeles. We shared an instructor, Alvin. And a lot of Chicopsa. And really just trying to immerse in the tone again, revisiting the original book. And just getting back in the worldview of Frank Herbert.
The second one was much easier. Even though my role is bigger and the role is more challenging, it was just easier because I felt like it was a reunion. I was very comfortable. I knew Denis. I'd worked with him. I'd worked with him on 2 previous films. And the second film, he was much more layered.
بالجزء الثاني نشوف وجوه جديدة بالفيلم يشاركون نجوم الجزء الأول اللي شفناهم وحبيناهم. جوش برولين واحد من الممثلين اللي افتقد زملائه بالجزء الأول.
What was it like working on this one?
It was great. It was great to be able to come back to the same people and have a few, Austin's new and Florence is new and all that. So it was nice to have some new blood, but it's a great group. I think we missed Oscar a bit because there was a major bond that happened in the first film.
You young pup. Deal with this prophet.
مواقع التصوير هي من أكثر الأشياء المدهشة بسلسلة دون اللي صوروا مشاهد كبيرة منها بوادي رم بالأردن وبأبو ظبي، وهذا بسبب تشابه طبيعة البلدين مع أحداث السلسلة اللي أنا حسيته كلش قريب من الكولتشر العربي. من التقيت بنجوم العمل خبروني شقد استمتعوا بوقتهم بالأردن والإمارات.
What was it like going to Jordan and Abu Dhabi?
I loved it. I love Jordan. I mean, we'd spent time in Jordan before, but I love Jordan. There's a lot to do. The people were actually really nice. They told us when you get there, I'm sure for insurance purposes, like don't leave your hotel and all that. Yeah. The first thing I did was leave my hotel. And I found a gym on a 3rd floor in town that I would work out in, and it was all Jordanians.
It's beautiful.
And it was amazing. And I got to know a lot of the people in town. And then Abu Dhabi was an amazing experience because I was lucky to have my family there. When I wasn't working, we would climb the dunes and all that. And we'd try to do it before 10 o'clock. It was a great personal experience, an amazing professional experience.
Zendaya, of course, I have to ask you about Jordan and Abu Dhabi. What was it like?
It was extraordinary. I think everyone was so kind and so welcoming and also just beautiful. Like, I think something that I always cherish is like being able to be in these locations and, with beautiful views, and I'm sitting on top of these sand dunes and the sun is setting, and I can't believe that I get to shoot here and work here every day. So yeah, just an immense sense of gratitude to be able to have a job that lets you travel the world.
Tell me about filming in Jordan, Wadi Rum and Abu Dhabi. What was it like?
Difficult. It was a great joy because we had great support there, great film crews and great logistic, but the weather was intense because we were working in a very harsh conditions, so that my crew was very, very generous to accept to go as deep in the desert as we were. There was some time of the days that it was so hot that you had difficulty to think. I mean, your mind was evaporating to your ear.
See possible futures all at once. And in so many futures, our enemies prevail. But I do see a way. There is a narrow way through.
الأكل العربي هي من أكثر الأشياء اللي استمتع بيها النجم تيموثي شالامي، وأكيد اتفق وياه. أكو أطيب من التبولة؟
I loved being in Jordan. I loved being in Abu Dhabi. I felt it sort of healing. And
did you try the food?
Absolutely, of course, of course. Especially in Abu Dhabi. I mean, we were so spoiled in this resort, and the food was incredible. In Jordan, a lot of great local eating, and I loved it. I loved being in Aqaba. I love the Jordanian people. It was a dream shooting there.
Timothy, of course, I have to speak about the fight scenes. I don't know how you did that.
Yeah, no, it was extraordinary. It was cathartic, and all the more cathartic to get to do it with Austin, and so great when a physical sequence in a movie or an action sequence has great meaning to the story and to the character and what's going on. It's not separate from the movie. It was actually the climax of the movie.
We were both individually training for months before we even were in Hungary, and then once we both were there, then we just started training
together
for hours and hours with together, and then with the stunt team.
The fight scenes, they are incredible. How much effort and preparation did you have to go through before?
Yeah, I think that was one of the first things we started. Was with fight training. I think what they've done so well, the stunt coordinators and with the choreography, is really making clear distinctions between different fighting styles amongst different, houses, right? So Atreides, Harkonnens, the Fremen, they all fight differently. Yeah, and then I just started learning the fight choreo. But what we quickly found after I tried on the costume was that the costume made it impossible to do anything that I learned. So we ended up doing most of it on a motion capture stage.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
May thy knife chip and shatter.
الفايت سينز بالفيلم امبرسيف ومن أكثر الأشياء اللي حبيتها، وخاصة وبدون ما أحرق الفيلم، المواجهة بين بول أتريديز وفيد راثا اللي هي كانت المفضلة عندي.
You will never lose me, Paul Atreides.